Hey YouTube, I want to come at you with a video on a sort of important lesson around team building. So this week is just Ultra League and a second week of Electric Cup, so it is whatever for team build for like teams and stuff like that. But at the end of this past week, I've already hit Legend. I use Zangoose, and you're gonna see Zangoose in like the last week of the season for Great League, where it was just like screwing around, and I dropped to like 2600, and then I was like, okay, let's I gotta do like two more days worth of sets. What am I gonna do? And then I'm like, I don't want to think. I just want to just get through these sets. I don't. The season's done for me. I don't care about the season anymore. Once you hit Legend, it's just there's two things that this video is going to talk about. One is the comfort level of Pokemon that you use, and the second part is they need to fix something to make it so that people like me aren't doing just messing around and doing nothing, because that's a problem with the game. But when it comes to this, I'm like, okay, I just need 3 Pokemon that I know how to use them, that I can do this in my sleep. And so Swampert, Sableye, Togedemaru, and this team like is not even the best team in the world. It has like Dragon between water and electric beam resist. Theirs are tough, and then like there's certain Pokemon that like Togedemaru is like it's somewhat balanced, because Togedemaru is gonna have problems with like ground type Pokemon, and Swampert will deal with that, and like Swamper's gonna be weak to grass. And although Togedemaru doesn't have an amazing matchup against grass, it will resist grass because of the steel. So it is somewhat balanced team, and it works. So I'm gonna play the battles while we talk about the importance of comfort Pokemon and how I would bump up Pokemon rankings if you have the comfort to use them. And so Swampert, Sableye, and Togedemaru. So Togedemaru, let me actually just open up PvPoke rankings here. Because Swampert, we know, is super strong with the Hydro Cannon and stuff like that. Sableye has dropped a bit in the rankings. It is now ranked 17. Togedemaru is ranked 295 in the Great League. It has a record in the Open of 20 and 22, right? 2022 is actually a decent record for being down 295, but why it's down so much is because how the ratings work is that you get knocked down if you lose to a lot of the main meta, and you have a 77 rating against Swampert because you just get absolutely walled and destroyed. Gligar 130, Clodsire 141, Metacham 145, Ace/Slash 165, Registeel 180, Steelix 233. Like so many of the top Pokemon defense Deoxys 30, 300. Sorry. So and even the grass that you're supposed to beat, Superior 441. So on paper, this Pokemon should not be any sort of used at all. But it's been a staple on my team for the past 2 to 3 seasons, and I can grind a ton of wins in ELO with this Pokemon. And I've talked about how Swampert and Sableye have been my go-to core for many, many seasons. And it's not because this core is the most OP core on the planet, right? It is because I have such a comfort in using Swampert, Sableye, and Togedemaru. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. I have such a comfort with these Pokemon that I basically know how to use them in all different matchups. I know like when I need to shield. Like I imagine a shield is coming here because I know a drone will take me out, and I know I'll outpace the 2 wild charges next. So it's just understanding, being able to understand how to use Pokemon is such a huge part of this game that I think a lot of people, when they look at content creators team, ignore, right? You have a ton of people who come and look at content creators team, and just try and like immediately copy it, or like try and just change like one Pokemon because they don't have it. Like a lot of videos, like it comments, I'm like, oh, I got these other 2, but I don't have this. Who can replace? As in like, there's 2 issues with that. So one, you're not like, if you can't even think about a replacement for a Pokemon on a team, you don't understand how the team works. If you don't understand how the team works, you're not going to do well with it, right? So a lot of the comments I get in my videos like, I don't have Metachamp. What's a place for Metachamp? I don't have Dugong. What's a place for Dugong? Like, well, one, I do have I do have a video on that. Like I did a video on like some replacements, so you can go check that video. But two, you need to be able to understand what the replacements for these Pokemon are and why they work on the team. If you don't understand why they work on the team and like the substitutes that would work, you're not going to do well. And this is where it comes down to just like understanding a Pokemon, understanding how strong it is, why it's strong, and how to use it in different matchups. So Swampert, Sableye, Togedemaru, again, I was down in like 2600, but I probably went like 8-2 with this team on like autopilot. Like I did not even need to focus that much because I just am so comfortable with these Pokemon, and just know the matchups inside out. So my advice for those people who are watching all these videos, I put out hundreds and hundreds of teams. Other content creators, same sort of thing, right? You're gonna get a ton of teams thrown at you. My suggestion is, on top of being, you need to know how to use these different teams properly and how each component works. In the end, my advice is to go with Pokemon you are most comfortable with and build teams around those Pokemon. Because you will have way more success if you are bringing Pokemon that you understand the ins and outs about, as opposed to trying to copy a content creator who's like, this team is OP, this team goes 14-1 and I hit legend. Like, sure, it's probably a good team, but I bet you can play just as well with a team that makes sense, with Pokemon you're comfortable with. So that is my advice on using Pokemon that you're comfortable with, and it's all leagues, right? Great League, Ultra League, Master League. So that is just something I just like wanted to talk about, and I think it's now a good time with 3 weeks left in the season just to talk about this other like game mechanics and like mentality and stuff like that of the game, as opposed to just like putting out repeat copies of Ultra League teams and Electric Cup teams. So that is the first part of this video. The second part of this video kind of goes on to the laziness of Niantic, and they're just not even thinking through about the issues of GBL. So right now the leaderboard, I haven't checked it lately, but I think it's probably around, like I saw Rise post something like he's at like 3,500 ELO or whatever. Like I said, I want to play every single day because I want dust. There is, once you hit legend, there's only one reason to grind in this game, and that is to hit legend. There is absolutely no tangible rewards for once you hit legend and above. You get your Pika Libre, you're at the highest thing, it's done. It does not matter what you do from there. And that's very frustrating. Now, I know a lot of people in the comments, like there's definitely some people who've hit legend. There are some people who said like, I've only got as high as ace. I don't only got as high as expert or veteran. Who cares about this? And it's not so much. Well, first of all, I think there's actually like thousands upon thousands of people who have hit legend, that we're all in the same boat. But the second thing that this talks to is, I always said, and I said in my Friday rant video on the Electric Cup, Niantic just does not care about GBL. They just repeat dumb leagues, like dumb metas. They put them on 2 weeks. They put out a schedule and don't think about it for 3 months. They really don't want, and they've even said in some interviews, we want people to go play, and we don't believe that GBL is a true aspect of going to play, yada. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, you're sitting here, you hit legend, you get to 3,000 ELO, and now it's like, so what? They could so easily incentivize people to try and grind past legend, right? You can set up a tier system of like, when you get to 3,250, you are guaranteed a legendary encounter, your first one after. When you get to 3250, like I'm just going up based on that. If you get to 3250, there's an XL candy in that second spot now, instead of like guaranteed XL candy on your first one and then potentials to get XL candies in your second one. If you make leaderboard at the end of the season, you get incubators, raid passes. So something just incentivize people to try and grind, right? Because there's no reason for anyone really to try and grind to leaderboard. I know some people like it. Some people just like have it in their profiles, like I've hit legend, I've hit top ranked, I've hit that. So for those of you who are new to this channel, in season, oh God, what season was it? 3? No. I've been on the leaderboard multiple times. Season 3 is my first time on the leaderboard. I think I was at like 100 and something. It's when I just started my YouTube channel. Season 7, I think it was like the first season after the interlude season. So I think it was like season 7. I got to number 18 on the global leaderboard. And what happened there, I was at like 3,200, somewhere in there, 3,200, 3,300. And match times took, so for those of you who watch the channel know, I do all my sets every single day, 5 sets. It takes me about an hour and a half to do all 5 sets. It took me about an hour and a half to do one set because it takes like 5 to 10 minutes just to find an opponent in your range. And then I went through 4-1. I was at like 3,200, 3,300. I went 4-1 and I gained, it was something stupid. It was like 3 points, 5 points, 7 points. And then the next set, I went 2-3 and I lost 60 points because your rating is like significantly altered up there. And then it's like, why am I waiting hours to play this meta when I can't even like gain and lose properly, and there's absolutely no reward at the end of this? So I'm just like, I'm done with this. That's why I tanked. And you see a lot of people who, sorry, there's like a weird shadow. I'm getting very distracted by it. You see a lot of people who do the same thing. They hit legend and they tank. They screw around with Pokemon. They just do whatever. And it seems like this is such a wasted opportunity. If you want to make this game bigger, why are you not putting in some sort of incentive to make people push and make people grind and like get some excitement in it? And it's just like, it's not just GBL. It just seems like Niantic's it's not that just they just take and take. It's just like, it is kind of like they take and take. It's just that it's always the stick. It's never the carrot with these guys. It's just always has to be, we're going to take away, we're going to limit this. It's never, here's an incentive to go. The incentive they gave us to go to grind XL candies was a flop. It was like a 1 in 300 catch chance. It's just all aspects of the game. It's not just me. Like I've been doing more rants than normal lately. This is like my 3rd or 4th rant on the game. Although the first half of this video was useful, right? First half was talking about how to use Pokemon properly. But a lot of people from like Mystic 7, Zoe 2 dots, even like Trainer Club on Twitter was just like, and some of these people generally never ever say bad things about Niantic, never say bad things about the game, always try and keep it like positive, like, oh yeah, this game, we love this game, yeah. They're all just like, this game is stale, this game is boring. No one at Niantic is listening to their content creators. No one is doing this at Niantic. Like, this game is just it seems like a lot of people are getting to the point of just like, I hate this. And I've seen it in my comments a lot that, hey Dan, I still watch your videos from time to time, but I stopped playing Pokemon Go 6 months ago. I don't do GBL anymore. I couldn't stand it. And it's just like that is right now, I think the general sentiment of most people is like, I don't care right now about this game. Um, and so it's just like, was a hit legend? I don't care about GBL. A lot of people aren't caring about these events. A lot of people are just like bored. It's just like this game is going down, and it's going down fast. So I hope they like adjust or do something. Like I want them to put in some like excitement, that the like make it as exciting for people as they want it to be. Like, or like people really care about this game. I don't know if it's just because I mean, for sure it's just because it has the Pokemon name attached to it, but it's like, what are we in 7.5 years into this now? And it's just like there's the community aspect. There's just like a lot of people put a lot of time and money into this game. For some people, that it's tough for them to get up to. They want to see the best of it, but they're not seeing the best of it right now. So I don't know. That is just my thoughts on the state of the game, but in particular GBL. Like I said in my video on Friday, 2 days ago, I fully expect Niantic to do absolutely nothing with the next season of GBL. They will make some buffs, some nerfs. It'll change the meta a little bit. You'll get some Pokemon that go up, you'll get some Pokemon that go down in the rankings. Otherwise, you will have the same rankings, the same, like the same up to 3,000 ELO, the same no incentive after. You're going to have the same cups, past cups, December, January, February. Okay, so December, January, February, you will have, usually there's some sort of like Christmas or holiday cup type thing. There's going to be the Love Cup in February, right? It's not even, I can do this without even looking at what the past schedule is, because I've just lived this so many times. I know what the limited metas are for the months. I don't mind them doing like, again, I don't mind them doing Love Cup in February because it is Valentine's Day. I don't mind them doing Halloween Cup during Halloween. That's fine. What I hate is these like other limited cups, either one typing or two typing, that they just put in for 2 weeks and then just like zone out. Like it just doesn't matter anymore. So that is that. And this is Togedemaru taking out a Superior because I am boosted. And I know that was the last battle because that was the last one that I said it was huge. Anyways, I'm tired. I want to put this out. So you might also be wondering, like, why are you showing me Great League teams for Ultra League and Electric Cup? I'm filming this Thursday night. I have guests coming in at Friday at a couple with 3 young kids, 7, 5, and 3, and a couple, and they're all staying here. So I'm gonna have 5 kids, 7 and under, at my house, and like my wife, and then another couple. So I will not be able to film until they leave, which is Monday night. So I cannot film Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or until Monday night. So I need to bank some videos. I had a viewer submitted video yesterday for Electric Cup, so I analyzed that. I thought this was a good video for, not the Rampart is whatever, but I think the comfort, understanding your Pokemon team building, I think is an important lesson. So I think like getting that lesson out is helpful. And tomorrow morning I have another video that I did as the second part of the game mechanics on counting that I shot earlier. So I've got that coming tomorrow morning. I'll probably put up some sort of short tomorrow afternoon. Probably won't even be related to Ultra League or Electric Cup. It'll just be like a short that I got banked somewhere. And then Tuesday morning, I'll have basically Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday worth of Ultra League teams. So I will then film one for Monday night to go Tuesday morning, and then I'll probably pop out a bunch of Ultra League teams over the next few days there. So stay tuned for those. But that is it. Let me know below, who is your comfort Pokemon? Which Pokemon is your like go-to? I know I can get wins with this. I know how to use this Pokemon. For me, Swampert, Sableye, Togedemaru on the screen there. Obviously Kanto Ninetales is one as well. those are my top 4. And I think it's those 4. I'm trying to think if there's like other Pokemon that are my go-tos that I'm just comfortable with. So it should not be surprising that it's those 4. And that's the thing. Like, I use Medicham a bunch and I use Lickitung a bunch. They're not even close to the same level as the 4 that I just named. Those 4 are just so... I know exactly what to do in every scenario, essentially, with those 4. And there's not... I'm already on, like, no. There's no other Pokemon. Defense Deoxys is an interesting one because I know how to play it pretty well. But it's still not even on. Maybe that's like second tier for me. But yeah, no, it's 100% just these. I'm already down to like number 70. It is 100% these 4 Pokemon, far beyond every other Pokemon for me. So those are mine. Let me know what yours are. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good raid day. Again, I'm not going to be able to do the raid day, the Garchomp raid day, because I will not be able to go this weekend because I'm stuck here. So I will have to probably do that the next time. I think Garchomp is in later, so I could probably do it a bit later. But I'll have to do that later on. Anyways, that's it. That's a lot of top of my thought process here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.